Hi HBC. It is Dr. T coming on here to hang out with you guys for today. I know everyone's getting ready for Super Bowl. It is pretty exciting out here in LA. Hope wherever you are that you are having an exciting time as you prepare for Super Bowl. Let me know, what are you guys preparing? How are you hanging out with friends? Of course, observing all the COVID precautions. Are you hanging out with family? Are you watching at home? Or are you here in LA and you're heading to the SoFi Stadium? So let me know what you're doing and how are you celebrating and enjoying this great game that we're all excited to see today. Let me know, who are you rooting for also. We have some really great, exciting topics coming up. So some of them we may even be able to relate to Super Bowl. So for example, we're going to talk about genetics and medicine, and the health sports, or the sports, are a part of that, because did you know that there are genes that link us and our ability to be more athletic? So there are genes that can detect whether or not we're more likely to have injuries. There are genes that detect how well we are to be sprinters, to be long runners. So there are ways that you're able to detect all of these things just by checking someone's genetics. So we're going to talk about that soon. Should we be looking at genes? Should we be determining someone's genetics and comparing that to their ability, and or using that to determine their ability to participate in certain sports? We're looking forward to having this very interesting conversation coming up. We have a couple of other really hot topics coming up, so we thank you guys for following us. We want you guys to hold out in there with us and check out these topics with our great panelists coming up. So we're going to be talking about genetics. We're going to be talking about trust in relationships. You guys know we talk about it all. So we want you guys to hang out with us. Make sure you comment, make sure you like. We appreciate our community who have been following us, who have been continuing to watch our videos and comment and share what they're learning. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate that you are coming in and hanging out with us, listening to our conversations and adding your comments. We appreciate that. It helps us to know that you are, one, listening to the information, observing the information, absorbing it, synthesizing it, and applying it to your lives. And that's really our goal, is to be able to produce videos and content that speaks to your life, that helps you in some ways. So we have a big holiday coming up. So tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Yes, you guys see me. I'm wearing the red to symbolize for and celebrate Love Day. I know our singles out there, some of us, sometimes we dread when Valentine's Day come up, but it is such a great celebration of love. So we celebrate even as singles. We celebrate for those who are in relationships, have found love. We are exciting for you. And as we celebrate you, we celebrate with anticipation that it's going to happen for us too. So I hope you guys are out there and enjoying and celebrating for Valentine's Day. And when we talk about Valentine's Day, we talk about love, and we're actually in the months, or in the peak time period where conception happens. Did you know that? Did you know that the winter months are the time period where conception is at its peak, and that's why we have our highest birth rates in the months of July to October. So some women may be out there with the anticipation or hope that Valentine's Day may be that special day, that day of conception. So let's talk about that a little bit. How can you tell whether or not you are preparing for ovulation? And ovulation is that key event. It's not a phase in the cycle, it's actually an event that happens that causes a woman to become pregnant. So how can you tell that you are ovulating? There are a few methods out there, and some women are routinely tracking your menstrual cycle on an app, and that's great. It helps you to kind of know where your ovulation may lie, and certainly from month to month that can change. So don't be surprised if one month your cycle is 27 days and another month it is 29 days. That is okay. Not everyone have the perfect 28-day cycle. So do not worry, do not stress out. Some women are probably using basal body temperature, and that's great. It doesn't tell you when to have timed sex, but it does tell you and give you an idea as to whether or not you ovulate, which is really important if you're trying to get pregnant. And it tells you about what time period you ovulate. And I'm sure some women out there who are also using ovulation prediction kits, which are amazing and highly accurate. We know that if you utilize the kits for up to 10 days, if you check your urine for up to 10 days, that it has the accuracy of almost 95%. So those kits are very, very accurate and very helpful in knowing you ovulate. So certainly you don't want to be checking your urine every single day of your menstrual cycle. So the best thing to do is to use a calendar method or to utilize your cervical mucus, which we'll talk about in a second, or to utilize your basal body temperature from a prior month to kind of tell you when you should start checking your urine with the kits. We know that the LH surge, which is the hormone that the kits are testing for, will peak in the morning time, and then that means you'll start to detect it more in the evening time. We do know that you will ovulate somewhere between 12 to 36 hours after that LH surge. Others will quote anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. So that is the appropriate time for you to be able to have sex if you're trying to conceive at that time. So some people, I mentioned the cervical mucus check, and that's another way of evaluating how your cycles are and where you are and if you are ovulating. We know in the very beginning, in the very early follicular phase of our menstrual cycle, that's when our follicles are starting to be stimulating. We know that the cervical mucus will be a little bit more dry and a little bit more sticky. We know that the larger percentage of our vaginal discharge, so many people are very uncomfortable with a vaginal discharge, but vaginal discharge is healthy. It is a healthy evaluation of our reproductive system. So do not fear a vaginal discharge. It is normal as long as you don't have other symptoms like odor and itching and burning. It is actually a great indication that you are having hormonal changes. So the bulk of our vaginal discharge is actually coming from our cervical mucus. And that's why cervical mucus can be used to detect where we are in our menstrual cycle. So as I mentioned in the very beginning of the follicular phase, when your follicles are being stimulated in the first few days, you will have more of a sticky, sort of dry mucus discharge. As you get towards the end of that follicular phase, you will start to have a more creamy discharge. And then right before ovulation, between usually about the 10th, that creamy discharge is usually about 7 to 9 days. And right before ovulation, between the 10th and the 12th day, you will start to see more of a watery, thin discharge. And right at ovulation, if you have had eggs ever in your life, you will be able to see that your discharge will become a very stringy, kind of like the egg white, uncooked egg white, that very clear, stringy, mucousy type discharge. And that is a sign that you are ovulating. And that is the key time to have sex as we prepare for Valentine's Day. Not everyone is going to ovulate on Valentine's Day. Only some people will have that magical day be their date of ovulation and their date of conception. So, what if you do ovulate on Valentine's Day? What does that mean for your due date? Well, if you ovulate on Valentine's Day and you happen to be have that magical conception on that day, because we know that the egg only has about 12 hours to be fertilized. It doesn't have a very long lifespan, much shorter lifespan than sperm. We know sperm can exist in a woman's body for days, usually about 3 to 5 days. However, if you do ovulate and happen to conceive on Valentine's Day, not only should you probably play the lottery, just kidding, but you should know that your due date is going to be at the end of the year in November. So, specifically, November 7th will be that calculated due date. It tells you also that you probably had your menstrual cycle about 2 weeks before. So, about the end of January was the start of your last menstrual cycle. Specifically, the first day of your last menstrual cycle will be somewhere around January 31st. So I hope you guys are having a great time out there. I hope this information was helpful for you. I want you guys to be able to have control of your menstrual cycle, know how to manage your menstrual cycle, know how to utilize it. And most importantly, for those who are in relationships, we want you to celebrate and enjoy love tomorrow. Let us know what you're doing. What do you have planned to celebrate love, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship? We should all be celebrating love, which is the greatest thing that and greatest experience we have on earth. If you are celebrating the Super Bowl today, let us know in the chat. You can certainly hit me up in the chat. Let me know, what are you doing to celebrate the Super Bowl? Are you watching? Are you not watching? I'm about to go celebrate with some friends. Of course, keeping precautions. As always, we are still in the midst of a pandemic. So hopefully, whatever you're doing, you are doing it safely. You're out there having fun. It's great to be able to socialize again. Great to be able to take these precautions as more people are getting vaccinated, and we're able to hopefully bring those numbers down. We want to do so in a safe atmosphere. So if you're having fun today and gathering with family, enjoy that time. It's so important for us to have relationships and be able to gather with family and be able to bond one with one another. I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to see my friends again. I'm excited to celebrate birthdays and weddings and all those great things that are so important in life. And able to watch a Super Bowl together. I am not a great, don't ask me about football. I don't know the details of football. I just have fun with everybody else. I'm one of those bandwagon fans, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So I will be a bandwagon fan today. However, it's a little extra special that it's in LA and it is the Rams. So I will be cheering them on and shouting loud. Don't hate on me if you're not rooting for the Rams today, if you're a Cincinnati fan. So don't hate on me. Let's all enjoy the game today. Have a wonderful time. I will definitely tell you the weather is beautiful here. I hope it is beautiful wherever you are. I hope you are warm and just cooking up whatever you're cooking. I guess people are doing wings today. People are doing pizza. Those tend to be the popular items. Make sure you mix it with a little bit of fruits and vegetables. Let's not go too overboard, but have an amazing, amazing time today. I am so happy that you guys took the time to hop on with me today. I appreciate you being here. Looking forward to doing a couple more of these lives. So you will see me every now and then pop up to do a live. I actually planned to do this yesterday, but wasn't feeling that great yesterday. So I decided, you know what, I'm feeling better today. So I'm going to hop on today. So I'm hoping to do more of these lives coming up, do some really hot topic. We're going to talk about, I'm excited to talk about the topic um, of conscious parenting. Have you guys heard about conscious parenting? Oh my gosh, it's becoming the trend. So we're going to talk about it. Should friends make agreements together to have kids? That is the new trending family. We're going to talk about that. Is it okay to make an agreement with another friend who you believe have the same belief values as you, have the same morality as you, have the same goals in life, but you don't have an intimate relationship, but you have a agreement together to have kids together? Should that be the next trend? It's happening already. So let's talk about it. So I'm excited that our next conversation is going to be on that together. Definitely comment in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm excited to talk about that. So we have a couple of the topics coming up. We're going to talk about Black women's sexuality. Where is the line drawn? When is it empowerment? When is it exploitation? Those lines are getting a little blurred, right? If they're blurred for you, I agree. They're blurred for me. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the well wishes. I'm excited to talk about these topics with you guys. So hang in there. We have some great hot topics coming up. We're pulling in some different panelists with different perspectives on these topics. So you are going to want to stay tuned. As always, this is Dr. T. I hopped on here for a quick moment to hang out with you just before the Super Bowl, and wishing you well wishes for Valentine's Day tomorrow for all the couples, all those in relationships, all those who are celebrating love. I send you love and to you and your family, and I thank you for hanging out with us one more time. I am the hand behind the handle of Healthy Bump Club. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm the hand behind Healthy Bump Club, And I am just so excited to be able to have these conversations with you. So I will be sending out notifications so you'll be able to know when I am back on here for live conversations, because I always love your comments. So I will be back on here for another live conversation. Yes, we have some pretty interesting hot topics. There's a lot going on in the world, y'all. There's a lot going on. And because there's a lot going on in the world, there's a lot to talk about. So I'm excited to talk about these topics with you. Thank you guys for hopping in here today. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day tomorrow. I send you love from my family to yours. See you next time. Bye.